I'm Joanna from PushPushGo. It's very nice to have you here on the last webinar in our series e-commerce web academy. Please let me know if you can hear me, if everything is okay. And I think that we will give some more time, about 3 minutes, to all of this that need some more time to grab tea or coffee. So for now, please let me know on chat if you can hear me. And if you can. Anna told me that she can hear us. Anna, can you see us too? Yes. So of course,
Hello.
everything is okay. So just let's wait about 3 more minutes. Meanwhile, let me introduce our super team from CallPage. This is Bogdan, Tyskyy, and Nataliya Lysyk with me today, and they will
Hello,
tell
guys.
they will tell you something more about lead response time and why is it so crucial in this hot holiday season. For example, when you're running your own e-commerce. Oh, Anna, say hi to us. It's very nice to have you here, Anna. Just to let you know, I will provide you with the recording of this webinar, so you can be sure that even if you are late, you can of course go through all this material, so nothing will be wasted. And you are very pleased to ask us your questions. Of course, we will start a little Q&A session at the end of our webinar. So, okay, I think that we can just start. And Bogdan and Nataliya, microphone is yours.
Awesome. Well, hello, everyone. First of all, I'd like to thank you, Anna, for this pleasure for having us today here with you for conducting this webinar. It's a big pleasure, to share this topic with our colleagues. So we'll be speaking today on the lead response time, and basically, yeah, that's what Joanna just said, that how not to lose valuable business contacts, especially, when during this hot period, this hot winter period, when everyone is becoming crazy before the holidays, and everyone browsing, for the services, products and stuff like that, and just customers are out there, and we just need to make sure that we capture them. So, and why is every minute so important? So just before we move into the topic, and I'll be switching to the avatar, so I'll be turning off my camera, just for better quality. I'd like to introduce myself. So as you were just informed, the webinar would be conducted by me. My name is Bogdan. I'm the head of business development at CallPage, and my colleague Nataliya. She's the business development manager responsible for international partners. So on a daily basis, we work with partners. CallPage partners will work with their customers, and we are just absorbing the information, how important, this lead response time should be. So just give me 1 second. I'll switch to the avatar, so provide the better quality of the presentation. And let's start.
Okay, hello everybody, and let's move on to the topic. So here you can see the main agenda on what we will cover today. So we will start from the difference between lead generation and lead management. We will talk about the definition of lead response time, why LRT can kill your sales and damage the business, how to start measuring LRT in your business. Of course, we provide not only like some theoretical information, but we also provide the practical argumentations and proofs with the Harvard Business Review, and also with our own CallPage case study. We will talk also why Facebook relies on LRT and how it influences conversion rate, how to improve lead response time at your business, and of course, therefore, the conversion rate. And we'll sum up with the action plan, and we'll be glad to answer all your questions. So first of all, why we have chosen this topic. As Bogdan mentioned previously, Now there is very hot season. Everybody is going crazy. Everybody is looking for some product tailored to the needs, searching different websites and choosing from different competitors the right product exactly for them. So it's very important to catch those leads, do not lose them, and the only thing that you need to do just to contact them on right time. Also, of course, you know, you hear a lot about lead generation, about where to get those new leads, about some new sales funnels for the business. However, we really forget about the lead nurturing. So you can find many materials on the internet. You can find many video tutorials, blogs, articles about this lead generation. But we believe that it's very important not only to gather those leads, but of course to manage them after you already have those contacts, you already have those potential clients. Moving next. So we are working at the company called CallPage. So we are actually dealing on daily basis with the solution, callback solution, which provides the instant callback to the website visitors of our customers. So we believe we have already more than 3,000 business customers. You can see here some of them. And they have already started using CallPage and they are happy to experience the results. They have more sales calls from the website. They increase their conversion rate. And we believe that we have enough knowledge to share it with you today. So let's just move on to the topic. So the lead response time. The main definition is the following. So lead response time is the average time it takes for a sales representative to follow up with a lead that requested a contact. So long story short, here you can see the first dot on your left. It's the time when potential client actually wrote to you, either on your website or email, etc. And on the right, you can see the time where you actually, or the manager from your company, contacted back to the client. So this time period is called lead response time. And just wanted to ask you really quickly, did you hear already, have you heard already about this metric? Maybe you even use it in your business on daily basis? Or is the first time you are hearing today about lead response time? You can just text in the chat. Okay, so you didn't hear, so I think that's a great chance today to hear about it. I believe the information will be very useful. And after this webinar, you can just go ahead and do some testing and start implementing this metric as well in your business. So I will just move on.
Alrighty. So thank you, Nataliya, for a quick introduction on what's lead response time. So we have the basics now, and now let's move on to a little bit of practice to see the practical side of lead response time and how actually can it have the impact on your sales. So let's start with the question: why is it so important, and why companies, even though it is so important, companies do not use it at all? So first of all, the waiting or lack of contact and noise. So this is first really important thing, especially in 2018, and we are having 2019 coming. People don't want to wait, especially when they have, when they're looking for a service. And if we are speaking about this holidays period, Christmas time, people are opening several websites at the same time and they just browsing different things, and they just don't want to wait for the response if they have questions. As you may see the example on the slide, it's kind of really funny. There was a flash mob some time ago on Twitter. The people who waited in the restaurant for service and they didn't get service quite fast enough, they were just putting writing as a ketchup on the table, were posting that they were waiting for 30 more minutes and didn't get any service. So waiting or a lack of contact really annoys the customer. Second of all, it damages the entire sales process. I have a really simple graph, and I will explain this graph a little bit later with the data. But just to show you that there is huge dependence and correlation between chance to sell and lead response time. So basically, the longer the lead response time, the lower chance to sell. And this is fact, and I'll be showing you the proofs from the sources like Harvard Business Review later on. So basically, why you may ask, how come, the longer lead response time it shortens my sales, decreases my sales. And before we go, to this study, you need to understand, the process of the customer and how do they think. So first of all, they get to know about the company, then they recognize the company, and then in the end, if you know your customers, you recognize them, you'll make the wow effect for the customer. So they really, they really feel like, wow, that you know them, that they only in the website, for a few seconds, and you already know your customers. And as I said, I'll be having a little bit background with the study, how the lead response time decreases the sales. And so Harvard Business Review did really good study on the lead response time management and lead response management. So you can go ahead and browse this report in the internet. So I won't be focusing the whole report. I'll just try to have a look at this graph number 3. So as you may see, they did study. So basically, they measured the lead response time and the contacts made from the first dials. So you may see the number of contacts and how effective were these contacts. So we may see if they contacted the customer within 5 minutes after the customer asked the question, they were even up more than 9,000 successful contacts. But if they only moved to 10 minutes, so it took them for 5 minutes longer to contact the customer to answer their question, it's already decreased the lead response, decreased the success rate of the call by 10 times. So it's already went down under 2,000 successful calls. And when we see that we move forward to 15 minutes, it's already decreased almost to 0, and then it goes down. So basically, what can we say? The first 5-10 minutes is really core time, the most important time to provide the answer to the customer. As you may see on the right side, the difference between 5 and 10 minutes is already 400% decrease in odds of qualifying the lead, and just making him happy. On the other side, we did our own research. So we as a CallPage, we do this research. So we test a lot of different cool things. And on one side, we did the test on research in the real estate market. Why is it so? Because real estate market is really high competition and high margin market. So that is why if you search the price of the keyword promotion in the Google Ads, you may see that this has one of the most expensive keywords price per click in the Google Ads in Poland. So for example, we put it searches like new apartments Warsaw, apartments for sales Warsaw, and another. So as you may see, on average, the price per click was from 12 to 18 zlotys, which is in euros from something like from 3 to 4 euros, even up to 5 euros, the price per click. So this is really, really expensive price. So we were thinking, okay, the price per click, price for advertisement is really high, really expensive. So maybe, they have super amazing lead response time. So they convert every single user they go through, through their funnels, to their ads, to their basically who try to reach the company. So what we did, we selected 12 or something companies from leading companies, real estate companies in market in Warsaw, and just send them question on their website, basically that, hey, we are interested in your offer, can you call us back? And that's the result. Only half of the companies have replied us, and as you may see, the shortest lead response time, the shorter response time was 32 minutes. So only within 32 minutes they replied to us. And some of them replied even in 3.5, even more after 4 hours. So, you know, this is kind of really, really extreme results. So I had to wait for more than half of the working day, you know, to receive a contact back from the company. And just for you to remember, where the price per click per one keyword costs more than 40 euros. So as you may see, we were within 24 hours of sending the inquiry, we received only 4 telephone replies out of 12. So it was 50% success rate. You know, they called us back. The shortest response time was 32 minutes and 10 seconds. The average waiting time was over 2.5 hours. And as you may see, the half of our question remained unanswered. So this is a huge problem, especially when you have, you know, such a huge competition in the market. And you may ask, how is it possible? Well, you know, that's pretty much the behavior of the companies, and I believe that one of the things that causes this problem is the fact that they do not really know about the lead response time, and they didn't really know that the lead response time may affect their sales.
Okay, so how to start measuring lead response time in your business? Well, what we wanted to say, it's never late to start measuring it even today. So even if you didn't hear about this metric before, I think that's the great opportunity and the great point to start measuring this metric in your business. And I believe you will find, you will see the great correlation between between this lead response time and the sales process that you have in your business. Of course, you can't manage what you can't measure. So from the beginning, when you don't have any initial data about lead response time in your company, we have some recommendations, maybe suggestions, what you can do, how you can start measuring this metric. So first of all, what you can do, you can just pretend to be this mysterious customer. So you can go to your Facebook page, the Facebook page of your company. You can go to the main website. You can leave the message via email, via different applications, etc. Like maybe you can find some phone number. You can just leave the SMS, try to call, and you can check in how many minutes, hours, days you will receive the first contact back from your manager. So that's the great solution, you know, to find the real data that you have currently in your business. Then you also can, what we recommend you to count not the operating hours, but the actual hours. What does it mean? So, for example, the working hours of your manager is from 9 a.m. to 5 p.m. and some customer left the message and asked some question, for example, 5 minutes before the end of the working day. And of course, you know, manager would think that it's the end, like there are only 5 minutes, so I will just leave it for Monday. So let's pretend it's just the end of working day on Friday. And what does it mean? So actually, basically not, if counting the operating hours, your manager will respond, for example, on Monday at 9:05, and it means that the waiting time, so the lead response time, if counting operating hours, is only 10 minutes. However, in reality, the potential client, or like the client who wants to ask some question and who wants to get some clarification, will wait for the whole weekend, the Friday night, and only on Monday he will get the response. So we really recommend not to count those operating hours, but rather focus on those number of actual hours. And for example, if you see that most of the inquiries you receive during the later hours, or if you receive most of the inquiries, for example, during the morning hours or even before the 9 a.m., I think that's a great result and a great, push point where you can just check the working hours of your managers, of your employees, and maybe you just need to, add some different shifts for the managers. So, all the questions will be answered on time, and your clients will not wait for the long weekend, for example. So yeah, let's just move on. Also, we recommend to use some tools. Of course, you can do some maybe calculations in Excel or CRM. However, we just wanted to recommend you the great tool which automates everything, integrates all the information. It shows really precisely with this nice viewing dashboard, which shows in percentages, in numbers, all the statistics, all the data about the lead response time. Of course, after that, you will be able to correlate those results with the statistics, and I believe you will be surprised. So we truly recommend to go ahead and to check this app after this webinar.
All right, guys. So let's now speak about how lead response time influences the conversion rate on your website. Well, as it says, it's really simple but not obvious. So before like even when we were starting the company, we did some A/B tests on the landing pages to test pretty much what call to action is most convertible. So let's say we just put it some different forms when we were said that we will call you back within some different period of time. So we start with soon, then within 24 hours, then 1 hour, then within 15 minutes, and then within 28 seconds. And what the study showed that if you only tell the customer that he will receive the contact back from you within like several seconds, the impact on conversion rate is already seen by 2 times. So let's say if you just say, let's say, I don't know, that you will call them back soon. So this is really important thing to remember. On the other side, some companies like Facebook also relies on the lead response time. You may most probably already mentioned that, or you saw that several times, that if you go to the company's profile on the website or some other business profile on Facebook and you try to like send them the message, you see that they typically reply within some certain period of time. Why is it so? Because we'll tell you how the customer behaves. Let's say we have the holiday period and customer opens, looks for product or service. So they open like several Facebook pages, several websites. And to be honest, the website or the provider they will contact is pretty much the one that's easier to contact and the one that will provide the answer faster. So they open several Facebook chats and they see that one of the companies will typically replies within a few minutes and the other is in a few hours. They would most probably contact the one who is replying within a few minutes. So as we may see, the lead response time demonstrates the positive effect on the conversion rate. And the shorter the lead response time, the faster you reply to the customer, the higher the conversion rate. And now most probably you asking yourself how to improve the lead response time. So once we understood what is lead response time, we understood how to measure it. It's time to improve that. So here are these 3 simple ways. So first of all, the one that I would offer you the first and the most popular that we use on daily basis is notifications. So you may either do Slack notifications, SMS notification, or other apps. So pretty much check what's possible to integrate, all the forms, all the automations, everything you have on your website and your business. Try to integrate that with your messengers. So basically, as we use, for example, in our company Slack, or just send you SMS notifications. So it will help, just to stay on time, stay updated with all the requests, everything that happens with your customers, everything that happens with your queries, and make sure you react on these queries really fast. Second of all, this of course the automatization. So if you feel like you have a lot of queries that the SMS notification wouldn't be enough for you, so it's really time to look at something that would automate that. really good, just to have chats on your website or on your services, different bots that, that would be able to answer, first basic questions, or even some of them, may go deeper and answer, more advanced question. Of course, the callbacks as well, the service that provides, immediate callback to the customer within several seconds, which basically CallPage is as well. So this is really the tools that would have really great impact on the lead response time, would help you to build the contact and connect the customer faster. Another way, you may try to place working hours in your company. So just look, you may analyze, when do you receive the questions the most? For example, if you have your working day at 9, starting at 9, but you see that most of the questions are coming from 8 to 9. So maybe this is really good idea to make this shift of the person responsible for answering this kind of questions, or or extend the working day, or make 2 shifts. So this is always, you can always play with that. I hope if your business allow you to be flexible on that. But yeah, this is kind of really good thing, to have just a look on where do you receive the most these questions, either in the beginning of the day or either in the end of the day, and just adjust your working hours for that. So what is the action plan? As we already discussed today, so we know what is lead response time. So the long story short, the faster you respond to your customer request, the customer's queries, the higher the rate to make the sale, to close the deal, well, to be successful. So first thing to do, you need to understand what you're working with, what's the lead response time in your company. So you need to measure that. To measure the lead response time, as we already said, you may use several things like mysterious buyers. So just go ahead and test all the channels your business has. So call your contact phone, send some questions to your contact email address, send some questions to your Facebook page, chat, to see how your employees answering the question, what's the real situation there. On the other side, you can also use the tools, as we said, this Gecko board or other tools, to help to analyze lead response time in your company in real time to see the results. When you see the results, it's always good, to improve that and to make it the lead response time shorter and your business more successful. So you first of all you should turn on notifications so you can integrate your business with all these tools that allow you to have notifications in real time and stay updated. Second thing, you can automate your business process, so you have a lot of questions from your customers. You may automate that with chatbots, with live chats, or callbacks, that the tools, the services that provide immediate contact with your customer. And of course, in the end, you always, if you see that there's huge overload, working overload, you can always play with time shifts of your employees at your company, to make sure that the hottest hours with questions are being covered. Well, this is pretty much all from my side. So I'd like to thank you for your attention. It was a big pleasure to present this topic for you, and I believe this is a great opportunity for you now to jump into the if you have any. So I'm switching back to the camera. So we are now here. Maybe I'll just share my headphone with my colleague. Yeah. So I really hope it was clear. Yeah. But if you have any questions, feel free to just to type them in the chat, and I'll be happy to answer them.
Okay, Anna told us that it was very useful information. I think the same. So thank you very much for your time on this Friday evening, and I hope that we can host together more webinars in the future. Thank you for your time, and see you then, I think so, because there's no questions in our chat box for now. So okay.
But yeah, also, if there would be any questions, you can always send us a message, or you can also contact Jan, of course, just to stay updated. So this topic is always improving. So yeah.
Of course. Thank you very much, and have a nice evening. Bye bye.
Bye.